So here we are. This is all eventually going to be more Lost Woods. It's very far off of the map because of, it's got to be far away. But this will be the little area you go through after you whenever you start chasing Skull Kid. The little tree that you go into got like mushrooms or something growing all over it. That you fall into for your, it's not as deep as a drop, unfortunately, but there you go. I made the ceiling black. I think it's obsidian or coal, so that whenever you don't have nighttime potion, it looks more ominous and like the dark nothingness ceiling that is there. There's no door, unfortunately, because Minecraft doors kind of suck. So this path leads you all the way to the next room, which I had to make this path way longer to get it to go out as far as it did. So here we are in the next room where you have Deku flowers, I believe, that get you to the other side. And then this room, which would be where you Deku flower to the other side. In the room is the bottomless pit. And it's just nothing but black nothingness walls and trees and all that everywhere. A little chest with the Deku nuts. And all the platforms you go through. I don't have the Deku Butler's son, unfortunately. So, there you go. That's the Deku Butler's son. And then the nice little path that leads you straight into the clock tower. So, bottom of the clock tower, I think it looks pretty okay. You got your little spiral staircase that leads up into this room, which is a little bit smaller than it actually is, but I go for exterior over interior if I can. And the clock tower is the first thing I built in this area. So, let me drink this because that's aggravating. South Clock Town. So here we have the little tower that slowly builds up more and more as things progress. I have the clock tower here. And all the little things around South Clock Town, post box. These paths that lead out are actually a lot deeper than in-game, and the walls going around, I did a very perfect circle. I actually used an app and all that. Not an app, but something to make a perfect circle around Clock Town. You can see the observatory in the distance. So there ended up being a lot of space going around Clock Town as a whole because of how I had to do this circular wall. So I'll show off some of those little areas. They're basically just filler areas where I just kind of added what I'll call the Clocktown suburbs, essentially. And the way you get to them is by going through these paths, and then they branch off to get you into little suburb areas, I call it. But yeah, so South Clocktown, got the little staircase that leads you up to the top of the tower. It's just, you don't get to stand on this part just yet, because I can't really make it fall down, obviously. Little windows that show you Stockpot Inn, which, just like the Forest Temple, lines up pretty decently, believe it or not. Back of the clock tower and side where you'd have your owl statue. I'm gonna show off. I'll show it off in the order I built it, actually. So West Clocktown would be next. This one was not the easiest to do because of the curvature of everything, but I think I did an alright job. The bank, here you have a few safes, and hey look, there's that door that everybody talks about that's off to the side that leads to nothing. I actually made it lead to something. So, here you have where the bank guy sleeps. Got a little furnace and a treasure chest. So, even though the bank guy is there 24/3, pretty much, he's got a little house that he can sleep in. So, I made that for him. I figure that's probably what that door leads to anyway. Curiosity shop here. I think that's a little safe or something in the back, and that's the little window that Cafe peeks out of. I had to make sure that that lined up with the Curiosity shop. So, yeah, this was a big challenge. Let me just go show you the laundry pool real quick, and we'll come back to West Clocktown. That was a big challenge trying to make this all line up exactly right with Curiosity Shop. Got your little tree right there, and the laundry pool, and this leads into the little area behind it. So as you can see into the Curiosity Shop, just like in game, and the little area where Cafe stays. But that was definitely a struggle to make this line up right. Laundry pool is a little bit smaller than I would have liked for it to be, but overall, it's pretty alright. The rest of West Clocktown, we have the, I use redstone, I don't remember why exactly, for the path around here. Got the, trading posts with, yeah, no Pierre though, or Scarecrow, I think the other guy's name's Pierre, I might be wrong. A bomb shop with this little rocket thing or whatever it is that he was building. And then behind the counter, there's like some furnaces or something, some bookshelves, I think you can kind of see. And so I've made in the back 2 beds for him and his mom, since they probably obviously sleep back here. So that's the bomb shop. There is one thing I did not build, and it is because I could not build it at all. But I don't think anybody would honestly notice if I didn't even bring it up. The lottery. So the lottery would be in this little part right here, right? With how this curvature is of West Clocktown. So the only problem with that is that right on the other side of this just so happens to be the bank. So the way this curvature is, and I think it's definitely supposed to be a lot more of a curve path, but this is the best I was able to do, and there was no way I could put the lottery there. But honestly, most of you watching probably are just now remembering that a lottery exists, because I forgot the lottery existed whenever I built this. So here's the swordsman trading post. I decided to kind of decorate the walls with different swords, and then this little room that he ducks off and hides in because he's scared to face the moon crashing. And then over here we have the postman's shop with his little bed where he's doing his running exercises and takes his nap and his sleep and all that. So that's West Clocktown. So now we're gonna go and I'm gonna show you North Clocktown. Nice little lively area. This is my best attempt at doing a slide, to be honest, especially because I had to slide curves. Tree where you get your piece of heart, the area where Sakon would normally be hiding. Let's see, Great Fairy area. This shouldn't be a little bit bigger, but I did what I could with it. And then I don't have the Deku Scrub playground because I didn't feel like digging that out. So, let's see. East Clocktown. Whatever these are, I think they're torches or something. That way leads to the sewers, and then that leads to the observatory. The mayor's office, which I made sure to decorate nice and pretty and make it look as aesthetically pleasing as possible, similar to how it looks in game. Mayor's office. Nobody in here, which is, and they have windows back here that kind of show off the little suburb areas I made. I'll show those off last, because they're not really canon to the game technically. They're just something I added since I had the space. Madame Aroma's office with her chair that she would normally be sitting in. And their living quarters, I guess. Madame Aroma and the mayor sleep in separate beds apparently. And then Cafe just kind of sleeps off in this little area. So, let's see. Right, so this is East Clocktown's entirety. The stock pot in is one of the things I'm most proud of and actually lines up very well with the exterior structure of Clocktown as a whole, which, like I said with the Forest Temple, was pretty surprising. Milk bar, come down here, and you got all of this. I started getting a lot more creative. You can see the